2024. Gonna do my SmackDown review. Gonna do my WWE Money in the Bank preview and predictions. We also will predict the AAA will collide predictions. Pay-per-view that will happen tomorrow. First, we're gonna talk about SmackDown. Then we'll talk about the news and rumors about AAA. Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section below. Y'all want to see more? My video is sponsored by PlayStation. It's sponsored by my favorite podcasters, Fight for Pro Wrestling, Solomon the Sound Dog, JD from New York, Joe Cronin, Denise Salcedo, No DQ, Post Wrestling, and the other favorite podcasters. This live stream is gonna be like an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. We'll see how long is it gonna be. Now SmackDown just ended with Logan Paul and John Cena. Thought the show wasn't that good. It felt kind of dull, kind of boring. A lot of filler and plot too. I'm listening to Go Home Show, the Money in the Bank, so they had most other guys there. I cannot wait till we get the pay-per-view over with and we go into Night of Champions. It called Night of Champions on June 28th. They did announce the King of the Ring. They announced the King and Queen of the Ring for Night of Champions. I think they have like 3 rounds. Round 1, round 2, and then round 3 will be on the pay-per-view. Night of Champions is like a 3-week build. Who they beat up? Oh, they beat up Cody Rhodes again. Oh, they chant for R-Truth. He said, well, you can't handle truth. Staring you in the face, and there's not a damn thing you or anyone who fights for you can do about it. You hypocrites chant for truth. You are all pathetic liars. Damn. That might have been the best thing about this whole segment of John Cena going at R-Truth. I mean, people chanting, "We want truth." I'm glad John Cena brought that up. It was a missed opportunity to have R-Truth and John Cena not be a career match. Hold on. Is this show about to be over? These words. Winners write the history books. Ladies and gentlemen, your future champion and the last real champ. Alright, I think that's it. The show is now over. Finally. The show is now over. Logan Paul and John Cena, they stand tall. They beat up the baby faces. It's pretty obvious that I think they're gonna lose. I think Cody and Jay gonna win. I think Logan Paul will take the pinfall. He can't pin your champion. Should Cody won't get pinned again? I don't think so. Unless something happens. Which I doubt that's gonna happen. We're probably gonna get Cody Rhodes and John Cena at Night of Champions. I think John Cena has to defend that. He has to defend it. Night of Champions. Night of Champions. Night of Champions. So yeah, I think John Cena gonna defend it at Night of Champions. So hold on. Now let me go into hopefully the math cards so I can show y'all the matches from Money in the Bank and Will Collide. Hold on. Hopefully it's still there. Hopefully I didn't take too long. Oh wait, I probably should mute it. Okay, I think hold on, I have to skip ahead. Tomorrow in Los Angeles, World Collide AAA. in Money in the Bank. World Collide can be on pretty early. Think about 3 o'clock. Alright, so here are the matches for World Collide. Legado del Fantasma versus Psycho Clown, Pango, Dr. Radler in a 6-man tag. I'm pretty sure Legado gonna lose here, so I think they're gonna win. I think Psycho and Paco are gonna win. I'm gonna go for them. I think they're gonna win. Legado's not doing much. We got Stephanie Valkyrie and Lola Vice versus Daly and I'm pretty sure Stephanie Valkyrie and Lola Vice is gonna win. I think it should be a good match. A lot of multi-man matches on this show. I mean, definitely on the main roster. Lola, she's still on NXT. Aren't they in World Collide or New Japan or whatever? Maybe definitely Lola might win. Oh, what? Hold on. We got a tag team match. Second tag team. Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Lance Duro versus El Star, Oda Jr., and Mr. Ella. Not sure who's gonna win this match. I'm okay with either one. Maybe the heels might go over, and they might beat the baby faces. Dragon Lee was in this match. Should be good matches. Fatal 4-way for the NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page defending against Ray Phoenix, Javon Evans, or Liga Kim. Ethan Page just won the title. Ray Phoenix is on the main roster, so he's not going to win it. Maybe Javon Evans could win it, maybe for shock value and for ratings. So I think I'll go with him. Ethan Page, I thought he was a born NXT champion last year. This year, I don't think he needs it. Maybe he'll retain. Who's he going to pin? Ray Phoenix, because since he's on SmackDown, not on NXT. Lower Kid, I don't think he's going to win it. Maybe him and Evans might feud after this. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Ethan Page is going to retain. And then we got, for the AAA Mega Championship, Divago and Chad Gable. Pretty sure Divago going to retain here. I think he'll beat Chad Gable. Or Chad Gable could win that for shock value. I wonder what that's going to do. Chad Gable still hasn't won a single championship. I don't think. Well, not in WWE, but imagine we win this. I'm glad that Chad Gable not Grande Americano. I mean, Chad Gable's in Money Bank. He's going to be wrestling pay-per-views. Now, we did see Chad Gable on SmackDown tonight. We saw Divago on the show tonight. They actually had a brawl during the 6-man tag. And I think Divago got the better of Chad Gable tonight. Chad Gable could win. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So there the matches. This is the only singles match for the woman. It's the only championship defending on Money Bank, by the way. This is a 4-match card, unless they add an impromptu match or a segment or something. But Lyra Valkyria defends her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. Now they have a stipulation where Becky loses, she can no longer challenge for the belt again. I think Bayley gonna get involved, or she might come back on Raw, and then we'll get Becky and Bayley. I mean, I think Lyra should be team, but I think the match is too predictable. If Lyra win, what's next for Becky? If Becky win, maybe Bayley gonna get involved. And Becky might cheat in since she is a heel, so the feud happened good. Lyra being protected, Becky doing fine as a heel, so I think Becky will probably win. And since they added stipulation, pretty predictable, Becky might cheat to win. And maybe once she beat out Lyra after the match is over, Bayley gonna come out. You don't forget, Bayley got taken out by Becky at WrestleMania. So when Bayley gonna come back? Probably to defeat Becky. We could look at a triple threat match. We'll have to wait and see. Here, the women's ladder match for Money Bank. Naomi, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Valkyrie. Now this is the match that me and a lot of people are looking forward to. This is the most stacked women's ladder match that we've seen. It's new people who are over. The match would be very good. It should be great. Might be one of the best matches. All these women deserve it. I mean, Wasan Perez and Julia just got the main roster. Julia they came to SmackDown. She just qualified. She's also set up a feud with Vega for the Women's US title, so she's not gonna win it. Wasan, I wouldn't mind. I think it's a possibility, and it could set up some tension with Judgment Day, her and Liv, and Raquel. Alexa Bliss, she's over. She belongs. She's a great baby face. I don't think she needs it, but she already won it. I don't think Rhea needs it. Rhea can be a massive regardless. She's gonna get a match with Io Sky. Stephanie Valkyria just got called up. Like she just got called up. She just had her first match. Well, her second match. Because after she lost the Energy Woman title, she's now called up. She just got there. She hasn't really done much. Besides, she qualified to this match, so she's not gonna win it. Naomi should win it. I think a lot of people going for Naomi. I'm rooting for Naomi. She's my pick. I think Naomi has done the best work of her career. She's doing great as a heel. She's having great. She had a great feud with Jade Cargill, a great storyline with her. She could feud with Jade and Bianca. I don't think we saw Bianca, and if we did, it might have been bad days. Well, Bianca just came back from from injury, because I think her fingers were injured, and she had to get. So we could be setting up Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. Naomi as a heel going after Tiffany Stratton, who's obviously a babyface. I'm glad there's no Charlotte. No Charlotte, but who knows, anything can happen. If the rumors are true that Triple H want to get rid of Money Bank and kill the concept and do fail casting, I hope not. It's either Naomi or Dan. Those are the two obvious picks that I think needed. Julia's not ready. Stephanie's not ready. Rhea doesn't need it. Alexa Bliss don't need it. It's either maybe Roxanne or Naomi. But Naomi's my pick. I think Naomi's to win it. I actually want to see someone have the breaking on SmackDown. But who knows? Maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe they want to give it to a woman on Raw. It might be Roxanne. That's what I think that they're gonna do here. Is either Roxanne gonna win it, she'll hold it on Raw. I don't think we have it on Raw in a while. I know last year Tiffany was on SmackDown, and then before that, she was on SmackDown with the briefcase. If Naomi wins it, she'll be the third person on SmackDown to win it. If Roxanne wins it, that'll be interesting. Because now she had the briefcase on Raw. They could do something there. I don't know who Io Sky gonna go after. Isn't Io a babyface or is she a heel? I forgot. Korea's still babyface. She's over. But I'm gonna take my pick Naomi. I think Naomi needs it. She's actually done more than any woman on the main roster. And you want to keep her, over her, keep her heel one and her momentum going, have her win the briefcase. So I'm gonna go with Naomi. And for the men's match, been kind of lackluster. This one I'm less interested in. Andrade, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Penta, Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. I think there's only two people that should win it, LA Knight or Seth Rollins. Now, like I said, if Triple H doesn't care about Money Bank and wants to kill the concept, I do agree with JD and Solomon that Money Bank, it should not be a pay-per-view. They should get rid of it. Deactivate the pay-per-view, retire it, put it back at WrestleMania where it's always been at, and have King of the Ring at your pay-per-view every year. I know we have King of the Ring, but have that be on pay-per-view every year, not Money Bank. Andrade hadn't done anything, so he's not going to win it. He hasn't done anything on SmackDown. He hasn't been used. He's not in storyline. He's not going after titles. He hasn't really done much. So Sikoa, no one believes him. It would be interesting. I mean, he could catch on Jey Uso. But whoever wins this briefcase, you ain't catching on Johnson. Penta's not ready. He's been the mid card. He's been wrestling the same people every week. I'm sick and tired of saying that. Penta's not winning it. Grande Americano, that's a joke. His character is not fit for the briefcase. And Chad Gable is not ready. And Grande Americano wins it. That's an automatic waste. That's a fail casting. And that would be a waste of Money Bank. Seth Rollins, based on his heel one and his new fasting with Heyman and Braun and Bronson, and based on what we saw tonight, I think it's pretty clear Seth's gonna win it and get screwed. CM Punk gonna get involved. We could see the return of Roman Reigns if he's back from his vacation. we could see Roman Reigns get involved, and he could feud with Seth going into SummerSlam. I think we are going to see that. If Seth Rollins wins it, he's not casting on Jey Uso. You know that whenever CM Punk comes back, whenever Roman Reigns comes back, he's not going to let it cut and be captain on. I think Seth Rollins' match at SummerSlam is Roman Reigns. That's the bigger match, the bigger hype, the bigger build, the bigger feud for SummerSlam. It's going to happen. Can't be CM Punk again. There's no reason to watch him and Jey Uso. And he's not going to win the world title. That's not who I want to see beat Jey Uso. I'd rather see someone new like Braun Breaker. And simply at King of the Ring. Nah, Seth's not going to win King of the Ring. I think Braun Breaker should. But who knows? They still have no participant. We'll probably get to wait till Monday Night Raw this week. But it's either Seth Rollins or LA Knight. LA Knight will be on SmackDown. He'll probably tease on John Cena. He's a babyface. He's over. He's beloved. This is his third ladder match this year. He lost last year. And he lost before that. Ah, damn it. Ah, god damn it. Alright, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Everybody wants to take care of their dog.
Okay. Alright, yeah, so I think it's either Seth Rollins or LA Knight. LA Knight wins it. I think he could be the babyface that could beat John Cena. If it's not Cody Rhodes and he gets screwed over, I hope Travis Scott don't get involved in the tag team match, or if The Rock gets involved, might be Cody and The Rock. We don't know when The Rock gonna come back, but this is a potential match that they could do, and I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to it because that does make sense. So I think LA Knight will be interesting. I think he's the babyface that can beat John Cena. If it's not gonna be Cody Rhodes, LA Knight's over. He belonged. This is the third Money Bank Ladder match, so if he wins again, where does he go from here? He can't be in the main card. I don't see if he was solo in the bloodline. We've seen that already. Have him win the briefcase. Have him tease on John Cena. Because Seth Rollins, if he wins it, he'll be going to Jey Uso, and he's gonna get screwed over by CM Punk or Roman Reigns. Automatic fail of a casting. LA Knight, he may not fail. It could be LA Knight beating John Cena, and that could end Cena title reign. Because if it's not Cody Rhodes, if Cody Rhodes wins the title back like at SummerSlam, then LA Knight's not gonna catch on Cody Rhodes. Unless Cody gets screwed by The Rock or Travis Scott, they come in. But no one to see. But I think my pick is LA Knight. I think Seth is the easier pick, but if you win, you're gonna get screwed by CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Now they didn't say what gonna main event. If the tag team match is gonna main event, Logan Paul, John Cena, again, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. It's just a filler match. It was just thrown together to get them on the card and have them do something. So, is that gonna main event? If this tag team match main event Money in the Bank, I'm pretty sure that Seth Rollins he might win the briefcase in the opening match, or maybe second to last, and then he comes out and teases it, and then we get CM Punk or Roman Reigns, they screw him over. If not, then I think the men will probably main event, or the woman. We just don't know. I mean, last year the tag team match, last year Cody Rhodes with the main event last year in a 6-man tag, and before that we had tag team match with Roman Reigns. This year we might get it again. So something had to happen. So I guess we gotta wait and see. So yeah. Yeah, so this is what we got here. How many can CM Punk get correctly? That's how the show opened up. Seth Rollins and his new group, we don't have a faction. He said, Roman Reigns is not going to save you. Crowd chant for OCC. Now we got a big teaser here with Sikoa. He could Seth Rollins' new alliance. Where miscommunication. Solo, Jeff Cobb, and Jacob Fatu, Fate the Favorite Wallen, Bronson William Braun Breaker. They had the Fate to Fate. They changed some words here. Yeah, they're still setting up Julia and Zelina Vega. She actually helped Vega beat Piper Niven in like a shit match. And then Julia attacked Vega. So clearly she's going after that US title. Well, the third time be a charm. Can Ella Knight win? There's a long history between these two, Seth Rollins and Aleister Black. Seth Rollins that he came out and interfered in the match with Ella Knight and Aleister Black, and Rollins he screwed over. He had to beat up Ella Knight and Aleister Black. There is a history with Aleister Black and Seth Rollins from I think 5 years ago, when Aleister Black was feuding with Seth Rollins, helping him with Mysterio's against Rollins and Murphy, and Rollins took out his eye, gave him a glass eye. So there's history there. They announced the King and Queen of the Ring back for Night of Champions. We had a face-to-face with Rhea and Tiffany Stratton. Jacob Fatu over here solo talking about him with Jeff Cobb, teasing the breakup, the dissension with Jacob and Solo. Because Solo is called Jacob, he's a hot hater, he didn't think. I'm still building that story right there. And they go Vago with the assist to Andrade and Penta. He brought with Jack Gable. Rollins is interrupted by Faith from his past. So they're King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring. Winner earns the world title match at SummerSlam. Now this is what we got on SmackDown. Seth vowed to destroy all who's in his way, who gets in his way. We actually had a match with Jimmy Uso and Jason Mateo. Shockingly, Jimmy Uso delivered a surprise super kick to Jason Mateo. Jimmy overcome Jason Mateo after Jacob Fatu mistake. I think it was Solo's fault. That's the reason why Jack Cobb lost here. And Julia helped Selena beat Piper Niven in Bakerfield Brawl. Julia executed a sinister strike on Zelina Vega. I think Julia could win that title. I think she should. She had to. Because Vega done nothing with it. She's not getting over. Her match has been shit. I think it's time for a heel to win it. Seth and company lays way to LA Knight and Aleister Black. If the heels are going over here, if Seth is going over here so strongly, then he's not winning the Money Bank. And if he does, he's going to fail. Tiffany Stratton comes face to face with Rhea Ripley. That was very interesting. And then we got the 6-woman tag with Rhea, Bliss, and Valkyrie. They defeated Perez and Julia. Rhea pinned Roxanne. If the babyface are going over here, I think the heels have to. I think the heels have to win. It making clear that Naomi's going to win it, and Ellen Knight might win it. I already said that earlier. Vodka helped Penta and Andrade be American made. Okay. Rollins and Braun destroy body.
Another bow down howdy videotape forgetting about them. They've come back not from nostalgia or closure, but they're going to take vignettes, but that's the point. Like your situation and everybody with the exception of DIY, Street Profits, Fraxium, and Motor City Machine Guns, they all want a piece of the Wyatts, but
oh, come on now with this crap. If I don't have my camera on, I don't know what's going on here. Come on with this crap. Why is it still frozen? Oh my goodness, this is some BS. What is going on here? Jesus, man, why I hate when it does that. Why am I messing that up?
saving you guys money across the board.
Oh, it's only Kate.
I think we.
All right.
Oh,
All right, and see what Denise and Robin have to say about this.
matchup against John Cena. And
Hold on. Thought I missed something here.
we went
Hold on.
today with the crowd behind. I saw John, and it was so funny. Like, if you were a person who was like watching the television show, but for whatever reason you didn't know our truth got released, and you didn't know that these chants were for our truth, you would have thought that he was talking about this storyline because he was making it seem like the fans were talking about wanting the truth versus wanting our truth. And so that's how John Cena handled it by basically making the "we want truth" chants mean something else, or like he was taking it to mean something else, and saying that the fans can't handle the truth and we don't deserve the truth, and etc. So when you said handle it like a pro, that's what he did.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be able to look, I've been in that. In fact, I was quasi in that situation earlier today on my radio in the midst of a little bit of a firestorm as the top two guys there, and there's others that are in the conversation. But those two stand the test. Probably why they've gone to Hollywood and had the success that they each had because of that skill set uniquely into them. They knew was I thought it was math, and I thought he balls, and you can because he's elevating the ideas, the
basically making it seem like those truth chants were about something else. I feel like the fans got louder. Like they were chanting "We want truth" even more louder. And I thought, oh yeah, like let's go. Like let's make sure that the company here is looking forward to. However, I think that today did kind of help push it a little bit more in an exciting direction for what it is, for what it's worth, right? Because you mentioned earlier we did get some teases, which we'll get into in just a second. But I do want to say this though: the one thing I do wish that we got more of in this actual feud is I wish we got a chance to hear Cody and Jay talk more shit to John Cena and Logan Paul, because last week it was John Cena and Logan Paul talking their shit on them, and they didn't really get a chance to like refute any of that, to really throw some jabs back. And this week that really didn't happen either, so that kind of ended really abruptly. So I kind of felt like, even though I feel like the attack at the end of today's show kind of gave away what the finish might look like for Money in the Bank, like now I'm definitely expecting to see Cody and Jay win, because if they don't, they're basically going to look like chumps. Because I feel like they made them look like chumps last week and kind of this week too. So you can't keep doing that to them. Like they got to win tomorrow, and they got to win in a dominating fashion, in my opinion. Because I don't like that they're consistently looking like they're just easy to take.
Cody, gets the pin on John Cena in the match is sort of the quasi retribution for WrestleMania to set up where we may be going in the future. To your point, the one thing that bothered me a little bit, now Jey Uso's entrance is incredible, and the thing he does is that's like a lifetime memory. Like,
No, and especially because sometimes the things.
Or it was no yeet, and then it was yeet down. And, like I don't think he said another word.
Yeah, because even earlier, yeah, it's for saying like the yeet down was saying. So yeah, you're right. I think they only really had him say that, and
So
they
what
don't
was
really
the
have
first
it
time?
much. I think the time
You were in my
mostly
bed, just like you were.
are those moments that he's had with Luther.
Just like you were.
Him and Luther have had like full on freaking soap operas at this point. Like they have forth on the mind. We see that 20 dates in how many years? Like, you know, in a year or whatever. Like there was times back at the John say about looking
Amplified it.
money in the bank until I realized I always like that when you to me confident type. It's very hard because they owe me the relations video. Take a second though from all of the women that are going to be in the money in the bank. In this matchup here today, and dude, I was a big fan of what we saw. It made me get excited more so for this matchup because I've already been looking forward to it. Because we've had some past women's money in the bank that were, you know, there were some moments that weren't so great and it happened and it is what it is. You throw the ladder in there. You got a lot of people that this is going to be their first time doing a money in the bank ladder match. Like, so obviously the difference was the component of the ladder is in the ring, but based off of what we saw here today, I'm feeling really, really good about it.
It was top city for the women, right? Like, I mean, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie McHare is bliss. It pops out the wazoo. You know, like so. The women's driving. I feel like I'm, you know, repeating myself at this point, but so stacked. And that specific match is incredibly stacked. I'm with you just because of how effective this is. Star power.
Got the window. Naomi Roxanne with the bad to tag her in, and Naomi basically said, "I'm done," and left Roxanne all alone there. She got taken out, white clean, poor girl. This got to play into the Money in the Bank match. Like I'm starting to wonder, like, what if there's a situation where Naomi's about to win and Roxanne costs her the opportunity because of her basically like, you know, screwing her in this matchup where
goes all the way in one direction. Oh, it's all terrible. TKO is ruining everything. It's the worst thing I ever seen. It's never gonna be the same.
oh god. I did see the tweets by the way, and I'm like, yeah, we need to stop. We gotta find a nice happy balance here. We can't go to one extreme. It's gonna be appearing at Money in the Bank. I don't know.
Appearance coming at some point in time. I do feel like Money in the Bank might be a big show. You know, at some point in time. But that tomorrow.
So many people have been asking if Roman Reigns is going to be appearing at Money in the Bank. I don't know. Obviously, we've talked about Seth Rollins being a front runner for winning at Money in the Bank, and people have toyed with the idea of what if it's Roman Reigns who cost Seth Rollins this match. Hell, it could be CM Punk. I feel like for now. And so SummerSlam card, I can't imagine.
And for sure, and speaking of,
I'll get you in that. I'll be for it. I'm like,
I feel like that's one reason.
Something like, oh my god, shoot me now.
I don't know. I like the maybe it's just Braun Breaker spearing, but he got the he had the
Oh, Solo Sokoa and Jacob Fatu by being like, oh, you're Solo Sokoa's little B, you know, right? And clearly we all know that doesn't even mean that, because even when he took that back, like pretty much a couple minutes later, saying, I'm not afraid of you, and I'm not afraid of you. If there's anybody I'm afraid of, it's that guy right there. So it's Jacob Fatu. And, you know, it's more and more clear that there's been, you know, a breakup that's incoming. But my favorite part though was that you knew today, first of all, yes, that's Braun Breaker, the Fox confrontation, great. And even the with Braun Reed, I wish they would have given a little bit more of an opportunity. So Sokoa, looking at it, I'm going, oh, I just somewhere. And he was not to be trusted. And I think he's sure. So does happen there. You know, just pull out.
well, I mean, they visualize it for it rather than you know, giving in. And it comes on the same night. Like I thought Solo like that. You know, the comedic character out of him. I was even thinking could he win Money in the Bank after seeing that, but I'm the next phase that which includes him breaking.
Right, right. So I mean, there's a lot to kind of be excited about. They made a couple of pieces there. They know what got. They know what they got with Jacob Fatu with JC Mateo. Oh, by the way, JC Mateo had a match with Jimmy Uso today, and not half bad. I had some good moments in this. My favorite part was when Jimmy went for a dive, and it was so funny because he like got hurt more than JC did, just because it was like diving onto a wall. And then I also like when he actually lifted JC Mateo. That was pretty, you know, pretty impressive because JC's a pretty big dude, right? So I did like that too. So I had fun with what they did with Jimmy and JC Mateo here today.
Yeah, no, I agree, and the running at the end, it felt like there was a lot, right? A lot of promo. You know, the same thing happened with the LA night, obviously. So
they did have a little bit today, didn't they?
They did
a
backstage.
really quick one. We're gonna forget some shit. I think it's gonna happen him and JC. Then after that, but at least that covers. I think. So we'll see how that goes from there. But we do got Saeed on Super here who says, "I'm sorry, the Seth Rollins faction is off for power of the OG bloodline." Look, I don't think they're awful. I just think we had one bad Seth Rollins promo last week, and that kind of put a little bit of a, you know, I'm sorry, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are almost being set up like twins. And I say this by they're both coming out with they're both coming out in they're dressed like Outlier and Piper Niven, Secret Service. The idea of them looking like this minion. And that's never what I wanted. I wanted it to be, you know, almost like a friend. Like we're all on the same page. We have respect for each other. But instead, it feels more of like, all right, like these are my minions. And I don't like them being looking like each other. I want them to stand out. There are a million suits out there for men. Go find something else. You know, kind of like what you get with the Hurts and I want to see Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed still as.
But I have my
looking like henchman elevate Seth Rollins,
And they can still this is what they do. Like that's the part where I'm like, okay, there's a difference between this is my guy and you fuck with him, you're fucking with me. But and then there's a difference between like, oh, that's my guy. Like that's what Roman Reigns was. Like every that's not the vision that I had for this.
Well, that's also a big difference between this and the star power and charm of the OG bloodline. That was Roman Reigns. I mean, there's a lot of other things that come along with it, but the real reason for that was Roman Reigns.
No, yeah, I mean you can't beat Roman Reigns. Like you just can't. I'm sorry, Seth is never gonna beat Roman Reigns. He's gonna be his own version, and that's what he's got to do. He's not gonna be Roman.
But yeah, to me personally, again, I think this has worked better for Seth than most incarnations of his character, or especially in the recent past. I mean, the idea of Heyman being in there makes it feel bigger. The idea of Braun Breaker being a henchman, considering what we consider his future to be, makes it feel bigger. I feel obviously that Seth is being catapulted into. He's already in the main picture, but it's going to be with a championship in short order to get off these possible matches in that way with Cody, with Punk, with Roman, and I've been a fan personally. I think it's worked. I feel like Raw has felt like a bigger show than SmackDown. It came out of
we find out that the Rock can take it
and
and go back.
Oh, I can't believe
I think that's the storyline.
It is, but again, I don't feel like they had Seth Rollins there to spend money in the bank. Yeah, so there's a couple of people that have thought of the idea of Solo winning, and if he does, then we know that he's going to go after Jacob Fonsu's United States Championship, and it probably ain't going to go so well. As time goes on, people sort of find what their natural personality is. I think Solo is more of a comedic character than a serious guy. Because when he tries to be serious, I'm sorry, I just start laughing. I think he's more because that was part of what wasn't working with Solo in the beginning. Was he was trying to be something he wasn't necessarily registering crowd, like it wasn't connecting with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it first it worked, and then eventually, like, it ran its course as that one note character, especially once he starts taking losses and the like. But I thought he cooked, and it's the first time I thought about him possibly winning the Money in the Bank. I was like, oh, it's Solo actually win this? I'm digging this version of Solo, and there are ways they can go with that. So I agree with Rolling Thunder.
Is Rollins and LA Knight. LA Knight has had the most life. I feel like it's a possibility. He had a match today with this match up. It picked up towards the end. The beginning was freaking. It ended in a DQ because Seth Rollins seen this coming because these are both guys that needed wins, as well as LA Knight was going to go into the Money in the Bank. You don't want to go into the Money in the Bank with a loss in a DQ here, but I don't know. What do you think? They talk about this. He's still popular with the.
It makes sense storyline wise. It feels like he's finding it.
See her. I feel like they usually do it during the segment that they really care about, like the the one where I feel like you heard most about it during Kyrie and Brick Howe. And that was just, it's unfortunate.
He's just
On Cena and that connection. Thank you so much, Bob Ross, for your generosity. For having a good weekend. We talked about here on today. They did some cool stuff during this, like the Code Red off the top of the, who I think was the second rope where she attached Selena. And I was kind of,
everybody was
this is an hour now. I don't think it's ever
fast breaking.
so
Helped the show a lot because we had people from Raw and SmackDown populating the show tonight, which I think helped it because we had more hands on deck for tonight. I actually thought this was one of the better go home shows they've done in a while. Sometimes these final shows, it's just like they don't really do a whole lot to get you more excited for the leave the next day. I can't say that this show did that for me either. I mean, the matches I was looking forward to, I'm still looking forward to them, and the ones that I really weren't, this show did a whole lot to get me any more excited for those matches. But it was one of the better go-home shows that they've done in a while. They did a little bit of a better job in trying to make the most of the 3 long hours that they have for these shows. It was also a very heel-heavy night because we had Seth Rollins, still no name for this new group. We'll call them the Goon Squad. Seth Rollins and his Goon Squad laying out everybody in the Money in the Bank match, trying to take out each one of his opponents tomorrow night. And he did. All but one.
Because they cook like a.
All but one. El Grande Americano. He's not on the show tonight, so he was spared. But Rollins and Reed Breaker, they went around attacking people all night long. You would think is not bode well for Seth Rollins' chances.
No matter what it is, I'm going back there.
But at the end of the show, we had John Cena and Logan to close out the show. So a very the most exciting thing, but considering about my predictions going into the announcement, which was just getting a King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring sort of devoted show last year, with no mention or indication that they were doing Kiss and Adam Pearce, that in fact there will be tournament build to the finals in Riyadh at the end of King and Queen of the Ring, events with no teeth to them. The winners of these 2 tournaments will get a shot at the top title of their respective brand at SummerSlam, which of course is 2 nights this year. So I was very happy to hear that because that was something I was not expecting. And so again, there'll be a mixing of the brands. It'll be a co-branded tournament. We'll talk more about that in the announcement that they made. We'll get into everything here on the show because this is your Friday night snack. The march continues. For the HOG World title, but there's a bunch of great matches on there. He's had a hell of a week. Mike Santana was the main event on NXT this week and still trying to win the TNA Championship. But he'll be there in New York tomorrow. That's where I will be. So if you're wondering, hey, why Solo not live for Money in the Bank, duty calls. Yet another 3-hour Raw, because tonight was supposed to be the night that SmackDown went back to 2 hours. Only SmackDown is not going back to 2 hours. SmackDown is going to be 3 hours indefinitely. We have all been dragged kicking and screaming. So that brought out the Timu Bloodline to the ring. Solo Sikoa, JC Mateo, and Jacob Fatu, who got in the ring and stood eye to eye across from the other crew. And Jacob Fatu were standing directly across from one another, and they were eyeballing each other very intensely. As we're reading Mateo, Solo said it looks like he has going on. And he looked at Breaker and asked him, who are you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be the right-hand man? Jey Uso? He looked at Bronson Reed and asked, who are you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be the honorary Uso? Sami Zayn? Yes, because they look so much alike. After everything they went through, we teamed up with this guy. Seth's got himself a wise man. Speaking of a wise man, he says, long time no see. So Ron got up and goes, is he threatened by Bronson Reed? But what he should really him in his back than have his back. So with the mic, Solo said he knew what Seth was trying to do. Be Solo's bitch. I've made more than a few people that in the past, so I'm sorry, Seth. It's already taken. So Rollins said he may be a little threatened by one Fatu in the ring, but it wasn't so. Solo dropped his mic. He started to remove his jacket. So Rollins called off the dogs and exited the ring. And at that point, now that the Bloodline have their backs turned, Jimmy Uso appeared in the ring behind them and hit Mateo, which sent Mateo into Fatu and sent Fatu out of ring. Solo rolled outside. Jimmy, but I did love the little tease that we got here between Fatu and Breaker. Because it's not the first time that they made last year on Raw. We got something like this. Even then,
you couldn't have given
these guys here, the crowd, their excitement, they want to get it. So that open led to landed a standing moonsault for Jimmy Fatu. Fatu left. He walked off, and in the ring, JC Mateo was yelling. He was yelling at Fatu, and then he turned and he was yelling at Solo that Jacob was the problem. So not much of a match here between these two. It furthered the tension, which they're slowly building week by week between Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo. And it got Jimmy a win, at a time when, tell me what Jimmy would do right now. He's the man on island all by himself. Direction. He's not really involved in it. I mean, Solo has talking about coming, and Fatu said that's fine. And if you don't take care of business when we meet, you go to the back of the line like everybody else. Anyway. Kendo stick outside the ring, and she went for a pin, and Nivini of the group down. Now in the back, Cody Rhodes, and including Seth
What the
Rollins. He finished, he climaxed with Seth Rollins, with whom Knight said, I have not had a lot of interaction with this guy before. Rollins likes to burn things down, but Knight is the hottest thing in WWE. He can burn. And tonight, he's got to deal with Aleister Black. Black had a shot to be in this match, and Knight gets it because the briefcase is a big deal. But he didn't steal the win from him. He just won a match. Now Black is set to get his feelings hurt again, and this went on probably longer than it chat. Him talking about Seth Rollins, that was the whole point of it, to get to see people. Look at these people. He's interrupted. I have a much better feeling about LA Knight winning Naomi as my picks to win Money in the Bank tomorrow, and I'm sticking with that. And I feel a lot better now than I did a few days ago about LA Knight's chances going into tomorrow night. When you think about what Rollins was doing all night, because let's break this down. Right, you got 6 guys in Money in the Bank. You've got Seth Rollins, you've got LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Andrade, and the balls to do it. He's not going to win Money in the Bank. Andrade ain't winning shit. That leaves us with Seth, Knight, and Solo. I could see any of those 3 Money in the Bank. Solo's the one who has the least chance of those 3. Solo money, realistically, it comes Rollins, and the last few weeks, bank match. He's the one with the most to gain. He is the one with the. I don't think they would send him out there and straight year in this match, and he'll be a 3-time loser if he doesn't win. 3 years in a row. Why would you draw attention to that unless this guy is finally going to go in there and win the big one? I don't understand. If he doesn't win tomorrow night now, that I don't understand why they would have him go out there and say what he said. They're actively trying to bury this guy, which doesn't make any sense to me because they're not trying to actively bury him. So I feel better about his chances of winning this match. Of all the people in this match, he's the one with the most to lose. Solos, if anybody else in this match loses, they lose nothing. They lose nothing because they either have something else going on that they'll, some other story or feud, or there are guys in this match who you would expect to not win, so if they lose, it's like, well, I didn't expect them to win anyway. LA Knight is coming, but if he doesn't, he's got, then it would be the 3rd. Tell me how he needs to be moved over to Monday Night Raw that presents, because there is, when it comes to top talent and big names, I mean, think about who you have right now on the never see. and I think he'll be back tomorrow. It's not like he's on the show that often, right? You rarely get to see Reigns. John Cena, he's added some more appearances. He was on the show tonight. He's the champ. But even John Cena, he's on limited dates. You don't get to see John Cena very often. He's a special action. So then you look at the McIntyre is some time off. Kevin Owens is out indefinitely. We have no idea when we're going to see him again. Losing someone like LA Knight is not going to help SmackDown. It's going to hurt SmackDown, which is why I think this is the perfect time transfer window. Sometime this summer, it doesn't have to be this month even, but at some point this summer in the next month or two, I would institute a transfer window and let people when it comes to the roster. SmackDown, for his sake, don't. That his fortunes and things are going to be so much better for him on Mondays, but I can tell you one thing, if he stays on this show, I mean, he's dead in the water. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me what you see him doing differently in the next 3 or 4 months. If he's still money in the bank, where is LA Knight going to be in 3 months? What's he going to be doing? You honestly believe that he's going to be in the WWE title picture? He's already been bounced out of the US title picture. What else is there for him to do? That's why he needs to be moved. But other moves will then need to be made to make up for losing him. Because there's a lot of other names right now that they simply, either don't have available or we don't get to see very often on this show, and that has to change. Now, if Gunther beats Jey Uso, because we World Heavyweight title match this Monday night. If Gunther beats Jey Uso on Monday, I would have LA Knight show up. I would have Gunther win, and then have LA Knight show up and cash in Money in the Bank on Gunther. Now, why would you do that? Why would you have title change back to Gunther and just take it away from him? Because you know what? It's okay to shake things up a little bit. That would be a nice little shake up on the Raw brand. They get a new name in LA Knight. You get a new World Heavyweight. What we saw on this show, and Rollins and his guys attacking Knight. Now you can set up a proper program with them. That could even be the World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam. If they want in a feud. So it would be better than what he has going on Fridays, at least, and it would shake things up into a segment, because after this, it was to the back. For what they said was a special joint announcement from Raw GM Adam Pearce and Queen of the Ring. Next week, the tournament's divisions with the winners advancing to the next round. For SummerSlam, Gunther won championships on that show. So I like that you have King of the Ring a month later now than they did it last year. And the winners get title matches at SummerSlam. I feel, but then that begs the question, who do you have win? Now, I will also point out to you, they said we're going to have a series of fatal four-way matches. Triple H, boy, he loves these multi-person matches, right? We just had qualifying matches for Money in the Bank. All of these money equal four-way that they do, but I think what they people petrify in matches that you can have these multi-person matches, so you can always make sure there's at least one person in that match who probably loses more than they win. And so it's a safe route. Oh, we'll have that person take the loss because we don't want to pin this guy. We don't want to pin her, beat her. So we'll put this person there. We'll put Natty in there. We'll put Maxine Dupree in there. We'll put Carmelo Hayes in there. And we'll let them take the losing fall. And it's just a hop-out way of doing, like, there are certain people who can understand that you might want to protect because maybe they've been unbeaten or maybe you just don't want them losing very often. But, like, there are times where it's okay for people to lose. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world. I know you have all the idiots online where they're buried. Like, forget those people, okay? They're working off one brain cell. Like, it's okay to beat people. It's not the end of the world. It all comes down to the booking. As long as if you want to somebody, as long as you support them and you have a plan for them, if they lose a career isn't over. But I feel like that's why we get so many of these triple threats and fatal four ways. Like invariably, that's what ends up happening. Like, the odd person out is the one who's in there to take the losing fall. We saw that recently with Nakamura, right? We talked about it here in the pros earlier, where it was Aleister Black, LA Knight, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And from the moment that match announced, you and I both knew exactly who was taking the losing fall in that match. Because God forbid, we do LA Knight against Aleister Black. Because then somebody has to lose. And that's the end of the world if that happens. So, fatal four-way matches. Yeah, Finn Balor. Finn Balor actually won a match on Monday with this stuff. As far as what does that mean? We get King Seth. That guarantees Rollins will have favorite to win King of the Ring. On the women, you would care. And then she would go, I see it playing out. But again, I don't really early predictions for who I think may walk away with the crowns. But I'm very happy they're bringing them back. I really thought they were just going to ditch them this year, but I'm happy that that's not the case. Now in the back, Byron Saxton.
I'm Christina. Can't happen.
All right, let me show y'all JD from New York. Gonna show you guys his review.
Which means we got Stephanie back here on Friday Night SmackDown. Not on Monday. We got her on Friday. And we will have her at the end. She's doing duty. It's 4 times. Sounds good to me. I know. All over the men's Money in the Bank competitors tonight as he is trying to prove a point about what his group is capable of and what the mission statement is as far as him and the World Heavyweight Championship. And conspicuous by their absence, no CM Punk and no Roman Reigns. I know you guys picked up on that. Everybody was on this show but CM Punk and Roman Reigns. So we could be seeing them tomorrow. I think we see at least one of them. We'll be lucky if we get both of them. But Rollins he will be lucky if he walks away with the money in the bank. I don't even know what the biggest takeaway if it's not just a, a fun show. We got some really great pro wrestling. We got a focus on everybody that's going into Money in the Bank tomorrow. We got a little bit of hype and No Worlds Collide tomorrow. Takeaway for me is
Exactly. A very good show.
what we're doing off the track. We're networking that. I don't know if there if it was up to
You know.
Punk could be on Friday. Same thing with Cody.
You know also.
John Cena shows up wherever he
You
wants.
forget who's in charge of TKO, who owns WWE. I own you. I said this last
3
time.
hours tonight
I
really
can make
flew
that
by.
title go away. You don't own
And we
certain
weren't stuck just
organizations.
using the
You
SmackDown
don't-
roster.
You certainly don't see.
Because at 3 hours on a normal Friday night, I'm tapped out
You
by
only
an hour and a
own
half in.
your tribal chief and your
But you had half of the Raw roster on this show, and
WrestleMania.
it feels really good.
You're going to be. You will prepare that.
Whatever I'm discussing is just a fan's
like
point of view. I don't really expect changes to be made. I don't expect WWE to abandon the brand, but you can see what SmackDown could be. 3 hours if they actually have the proper pieces in place to fulfill the show with 3 hours. I just think we need to change up. We need to. Bakersfield was great tonight. Show felt good. We got some great wrestlers. We got some great wrestling. Going. There's too many shows. There's way too many hours of television. There's way too many championships. Give me. I think it would be easy to it. The other big thing that happened tonight, which I'm surprised by, and I'm glad that they're bringing it back, but the biggest news of the night is that WWE is bringing back the king and queen of the ring. WWE is bringing back both the queen and king of the ring, and we will be seeing that take place in the build to Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia on June 28th. Now, the format of the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring is a little bit different this year. At first glance, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But then you start to think why they're doing what they're doing. WWE unveiled a new women's tournament on both sides of the tournament. So you're going to get a Raw versus SmackDown semifinal, and you're going to get a Raw versus Elimination singular tournament. It's just one off. Loves his tournaments with triple threat matches, and this time it's a fatal four-way tournament. I don't know if the King of the Ring tournament has ever been contested in a fatal four-way tournament. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. This may be the first year ever that the tournaments are contested in a fatal four-way format in the first round.
You're probably wondering why. JD, why did they not do the traditional one-on-one matches like we usually have doing? And why the Money in the Bank, WWE's that Christ type of fucking book. It literally takes place on TV. It fills hours of TV. You get several segments out of it, and you move on to the next week. Fine. The reason they're doing this is because they only have 3 weeks, and they want to get everybody involved in the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, which is why you got Fatal 4-Ways. Now, if they had the normal, where we don't have to fucking finish one show and then turn around quickly into the next 3 weeks, right into another show. 3 weeks into that show. And 3 weeks into the next show. There's a fucking show every 3 weeks. This is very rare.
Damn.
And we're going to get the finals happening at...
I think I'm gonna end the video. Had some technical difficulties. I think I'm gonna stop doing my live stream on my phone, and I might do live stream on my PS5. It'll be a lot better and a lot more entertaining, and I think y'all will be able to hear me better. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to stop doing this on my phone. I might do it on the PS5. I think I will end the video in just a couple of seconds. I think I made it long enough. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments that y'all want to see more. I will do a live stream. It might be my last live stream on my phone. I think I'll start doing it on my PS5. Just so I can play that more. So, yeah. That was SmackDown. We talked about the petition for AAA, War Collide, and Money in the Bank.
Champions. And I'm happy to report that whoever wins, and we'll find out in 3 weeks, whoever wins the King and Queen of the Ring championship, I like it, King and Queen of the Ring championships, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, we don't know it. To get into it, let me talk to you for a little bit. Your next words, choose them. I don't know why they didn't keep him Jeff Cobb. Nobody's buying JC Mateo merchandise, bro. Solo Sikoa, his group enters the ring. He asked Rollins about what he previously said, and Rollins reiterated everything he, in theory, stopped them. Hey, Uso. He then asked Bronson Reed if he was supposed to be the honorary Uso. Sami Zayn. Solo then looked at Paul Heyman and said, "Long time no see, wise man." Rollins got his own wise man, says Solo Sikoa. Rollins said wisely, he says to Solo. Solo said he would win the Money in the Bank contract, and all the power will be in Solo's hands. Rollins called Breakker the future of the industry, while Solo is not. Rollins said Reed could snap Solo like that, with the snap of his fingers. Rollins said Solo's family would rather stab him in the back, here by Seth Rollins. Rollins said it looked like Fatu wanted to say something.
Flights, ATP uses 2 types of aircraft, the Cessna 172 and the Piper Archer.
It's a Braun Breaker. crowd erupts. They are eagerly anticipating these two bulls going at it. I mean, if you need a look into the... We got a Big Jim versus JC Mateo match to open Friday Night SmackDown. This was a very good opening segment. I like that Rollins was weaved throughout this. Rollins, Solo, going to see Seth Rollins. His group was weaved throughout this 3-hour show. Once at the top, once in the middle, and then once at the end. WWE is really hoping that you think Rollins is going to win Money in the Bank. I